Hey guys, there's Raquel. There's Joyanne. Oh, my mom. That's my mom. All right. Look who's here, guys. Look who's joining us live from the grooming table, and thank you for being here. I am Amy Leigh, certified professional pet groomer since 2003. More importantly, I am your go-to groomer on the web, and you know that it is absolutely my pleasure to share my secrets of the grooming industry with you guys. Today, what are we sharing? Today, we're talking about deshedding, dematting, deshedding, double-coated dogs. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about carding. Remember we mentioned that before? Gus, Raquel says hi. I think he can read that, Raquel. He's like, hey, Raquel, what's up? Yeah, say what's up, Raquel. Say hi, Grandma. Say hi, Grandma. Oh, and Raquel's not napping. Oh, what a good day. So we are going to cover a lot of ground here today, guys, and I hope you have some questions ready for me because this subject of deshedding and caring for a double coat, it's not just a double coat. I'm actually going to show you some demoing today with Gus with some of these tools that we would use on a double coat. But we're actually going to use them on Gus a little bit because the different tools do a different job for different things. So I am going to share with you a lot about coat type and a lot about coat care with tools. Specifically, Raquel, you are going to be very happy that you're here today because I know you keep telling me that Miles sheds. And I got some really cool things to show you about that can help tools. We're going to talk about coat kings. We're going to talk about carding. I'm going to show you these tools. We're going to break out the FURminator today. I got a shedding blade I'm going to show you guys. Carding knives, I have those. We're going to talk about different coat care techniques, hand stripping, plucking. I know now everybody's probably going, geez Louise, what is all this stuff she's talking about? Aw. Grandma thinks well, look at that, Mom. He's put his back to us. Hey, Gus, come on. Get in the show. Get in the program. Get in the program. Live from the grooming table. Come on, buddy. I was almost late for my live stream here because Mr. had to go outside and do some business. So, he did. He got it done. So, he's good to go. He don't need any more breaks. I'm not giving him no more breaks. Okay, so what do you think of the chat? The new chat? You guys like it? I love it because you know why? I can see it. You know I'm so blind, guys. So I put this up here, a little bit of CSS trick that I learned. Hey, Matt. Yeah, I can see it, bud. I thought this would be easier to get through our live stream, and I can kind of keep a little bit of a handle on who's here and questions and stuff without always having to look off camera and answer your questions. Thanks, Raquel. Good deal. All right, well, guys, listen. I've put together this little demo, okay? I made this little video. I pulled it in here into my OBS software. We're going to watch it together. Real quick, how's the sound? I did some adjustments. I know there should be a little bit of music playing in the background, but it should not at all be overpowering, and I'm hoping, as I can't hear what's going on right now. But I did many tests to see if this was going to be okay. So, is the sound okay, guys? Everybody can hear me. We do have our second camera set up because we are going to do some table time, some tool time and table time with Gus. We're going to demonstrate some tools. Thanks, Raquel. Okay, that's what I needed to know. Last week I had a little boo-boo. That was quite funny. Well, probably not if you weren't expecting it. Your ears were... Okay, so we do have our second camera set up for when we demo with Gus, and I did make a little adjustment for that sound too, because that was kind of hard to hear. And it will be a little harder to hear me when he's on the table because we're using a different camera, a different mic system. Okay, good job, Matt. Thanks, bud. Well, you know what? this is what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna watch my demo together. It's so interesting. I hope you like it as much as me. I tried to cover a lot of ground. It's only like 3.5 minutes long. So, but I'm gonna throw a lot at you in a real short time so that we can chat about it afterwards. And then after we're done chatting and coming up with our questions and trying to understand everything that I'm getting ready to show you guys, then we're going to get Gus up on the table and do some demoing, and that should pull it all together for us. And of course, I can always take your questions for that during that, whatever. So are you ready? I'm ready. I'm excited. This is good stuff. All right, so here we go. I'm going to push the button. Let's watch this carding demo together. It's got a coat king. It shows you how to use the coat king. It shows you how to card. It's talking about double coat. Raquel, pay close attention because Miles is a shedder, and this is going to help. Okay, these things are going to help. And I also, excuse me, I also now have included some things in my description of the video to specific links that you can just click on and go and investigate this products on your own. So pretty much everything, all the products, roll it. I will, Mom. I'm just feeling vocal right now. All the products that I'm going to talk to you about and the tools right now in this demo are in the description of this video. If you're interested in learning more about it or purchasing it, you can purchase it directly from this video, which actually helps this channel. All right, guys, you ready? Let's roll it. So guys, I told you that I was going to talk to you about carding in the past. Well, this is it. We're going to talk about carding. This is an English Cocker Spaniel. This is a Coat King tool that we're using on him, also known as a pet stripper or a stripping comb. This is not a brush, and it is not to be used instead of a brush. When used correctly, this stripping comb can be used to remove dead hair from all different types of coats, not just a double coat, guys. In fact, I'm going to get Gus up on a table in a minute and show you how I use this tool on him. He is a GoldenDoodle. However, ultimately, this tool is really, really beneficial to a double coated breed. And the Cocker Spaniel, the American Cocker Spaniel, they are both double-coated breeds. We use it in a brush-like action, going with the lay of the coat, as you can see demonstrated right here, guys. You use it as if it were a brush. You're going to feel a lot of resistance because it's pulling the undercoat out. It's very important to take short, gentle strokes, guys. Not drag it all the way across the length of your dog's body. Short strokes, as if you were brushing. That is the proper way to use a Coat King. At this point, I do want to point out to you guys, the Coat King will remove some top coat. There's no way to avoid it. When I say remove top coat, I mean break the top coat. You are damaging the coat. Now, with that said, I will say that stripping your dog's undercoat is actually very beneficial to their skin. But what would be better? Hand stripping. Hand stripping is the process of removing dead, blown coat without using tools that could possibly damage the coat. Believe it or not, hand stripping is much better for your dog's skin and coat than even clipping. Can you believe that, guys? It's very true. It does not damage the follicle in any way, but clipping does. That's something that a lot of people don't think about so often. Clipping the coat close to the skin can cause skin irritation, especially on this coat type. Hand stripping is not cruel. It is actually more beneficial to your dog's coat. It is also known as plucking, but this is only a technique that is used on the double coat, guys. If you're not sure and you're watching this on the replay, leave me a comment. I will go into great detail for you. I just want you guys to understand that pulling the hair from the follicle versus clipping it off at the surface encourages much better regrowth versus risking the possibility of follicle damage that clipping can cause and or actually follicle infections from improperly removing the hair from the follicle. Hand stripping is much more healthier for the pet's skin and coat if done properly. Which brings us to the next very important topic when it comes to hand stripping or plucking your dog's coat. It leaves the pores open, susceptible to bacteria and infection. So it is very important not to bathe your pet after hand stripping or plucking their coat.
Alright, so I'm not knowing how I got the pimples, okay? So listen to me. I'm needing to know how to get rid of the pimples right now.
If your dog does break out because of clipping or stripping or plucking, it's very important that you use a medicated shampoo such as this one that contains chlorhexidine in it to kill the infection in those follicles. This can be purchased on Amazon. I will link it in the description below. So back to hand stripping. Hand stripping is not something that you just decide to do for your double-coated breed. It is a commitment. It is a commitment to be made when you get the dog as a puppy. That's when it starts. And it is a very, very large commitment for you and your pet. So if that is something that you're interested in for your double-coated breed, you need to be in touch with a professional before you even bring that puppy home. You need to come up with a plan together with your professional groomer or breeder. A lot of breeders do the hand stripping for you, of course, at a cost. And it is costly. That is another thing I want to bring up. This is very time consuming. And it's hard work for the groomer and for the dog. When choosing a breeder to buy your double-coated breed from, it's very important that you do your homework on that breeder and find somebody that is dedicated to that breed, has been working with them for years, because they are dedicated to produce the best quality of that breed as they possibly can, and that is temperament, coat type, all the breed standards. So yes, finding a good breeder is well worth the money you're going to pay for a well-bred dog. Last step after carding or hand stripping your double-coated dog is to follow it up with some carding. This will just smooth down anything that is a little rough at this point. It's still going to pull out a little bit of undercoat. This tool is quite amazing. It can be used improperly. So that's why I'm creating this demo for you guys today. If you are going to attempt to utilize these techniques, I want you to have success for you and your pet. You can purchase these carding knives on Amazon. Please refer to this video and other videos that are in the description of this video to properly use this tool. I hope this video has been helpful. Pretty cool, huh? So I can see that the video's a little behind me. Hi Tracy, glad to see you back with us this week. All right, so I can't wait to talk to you guys about what you were just seeing. I'm gonna need your comments coming in. You're probably gonna have questions about the tools, the techniques. So it's a little behind. You guys are a little behind. I'm just waiting, live waiting. Okay, you're catching up and you're still not here. Okay, great informative video. Thank you, Raquel. So I know you're going to have some questions, Raquel. And I'm hoping so, because that Coat King, which was the first tool that was demonstrated in that demo, that will work great on Miles. Especially, you can even use that in the tub. Very carefully. When he's soaped up, it's just like you're brushing him. Just as if you're brushing him, you're pulling through short strokes, pulling out that undercoat with the soap, or conditioner would be even better after you've washed him. Rinse him, then throw some conditioner on him, and then pull that Coat King through his coat, and you'll get globs of hair out of him. And it'll gently pull it out, because of the ease of the conditioner will help that slide that right out, which is going to make it much more effective for you. And it will definitely cut down on your shedding. Of course, plucking, like that was demonstrated in the demo as well. Plucking any shedding coat works, but there's a right and a wrong technique to do that. So I have also linked the videos that I pulled some of these clips from. I've linked those videos all in the description of this video, so you can go and watch the full thing and get even more knowledge on this subject. But that little terrier, hey, tell me how do I get rid of the pimples, okay? Wasn't that funny? That's the funniest thing I've ever seen on YouTube ever. I found that and I thought, because the pimples is caused by skin irritation and bacteria getting into the skin, especially after a dog has been clipped short. The pores, the follicles are open, they're susceptible to problems. And also when you're pulling, if you're stripping a coat, you never want to bathe them. And that can cause these skin problems like that poor little terrier was talking about, and the little schnauzer that we saw. Um, Hi, Mayrod. Where would you say the best places to find a hand stripping class would be? Ooh, good question. I love good questions. Well, I'll tell you what. The only time I ever truly hand stripped a dog, and the only time that I learned anything hands-on from a very good professional, was when I went to Sarah Hawkes. She was in, I think, Baltimore. I think she's in Baltimore. Yeah, hey, Mayrod. I don't know if you guys don't know who Sarah Hawkes is, you're going to have to Google her. She goes by Sally Hawkes too, but she shows Sealyham Terriers, and she is a world-renowned breeder of that breed, and they are hand stripped. So me and another groomer paid to go down and spend a day in her shop, and we were like, you know, her little workers. I mean, she had a whole shop full of workers, groomers and bathers and receptionists, and it was just like the hopping place. It was like Oz, and she was the wizard, and she is a wizard. She is pretty awesome. So there were all these little Sealyham Terrier puppies running around. She just brings them to work with her, you know, and they are adorable. They're hand-stripped breeds. So anyway, she had this, oh, I should show you. I have a picture somewhere. I will show you in another video the picture of the dog that I hand-stripped. She taught me how, there was a dog that came in. He was like a Irish Terrier mix, but he had the terrier coat, and it was a wire coat, and it was always stripped. You can't just start stripping a dog. The dog has to be a hand-stripped dog from out of the gate as a puppy on up. Yeah, that breed is cool. The Sealyham. I could see Mom having a Sealyham Terrier sometime. We'll hook you up, Mom. I'll hook you up. So, anyway, Mayrod's asking me where you can go to learn this. Mayrod, the only place you're going to learn really well is by going to a breeder, especially a breeder. And I'll tell you, if you can get in, you know, get some dialogue going with them and say, look, you know, I'm a groomer, I know what I'm doing, but I want to learn hand stripping. And if you want me to come in and give you hours of stripping, if you show me what to do, I will put the hard work in. I will do the elbow grease work, and you can just point and tell me what to do, because stripping is hard work, really hard work, and you charge a lot for it, and you should. And they're going to explain to you, because these people, the people that breed this coat, people that breed dogs with a wire coat or a double coat that gets stripped. I mean, you know, Cocker Spaniels get stripped. That's stripping. You strip them. Sort of. Not the same as a terrier. The coat's a little different, but it is a double coat. So, that is my best advice, Mayrod, is to and you know how you can find breeders? Because I've done this before. I go to dog shows and I sit sidelines, and I'll go sit the sidelines of a breed that I'm interested in learning more about. Do you know that all the people sitting at that ring all own this breed, or pretty much all of them do? If they're not showing that day, they're watching, because this is their competition for who they'll be up against in another show. They may not be showing that day. But all of those people there at the show ring for the different breeds have those breeds. And I'm telling you, for them to maintain that coat, if they've got 3, 4, 10 dogs of that breed, they're hand stripping all the time. It's hard work. So if you offer yourself up there because you want to be an intern and you want to learn, and you will do whatever they want you to do, that is the best way to learn, because those people have been working with that coat for years. They know everything about it. Everything. They know all the problems that can occur if it's done wrong. They know everything about that coat, and that is the perfect place to learn, is from a breeder, somebody who who cultivated that coat and maintains that coat, because the breeder not only maintains their coat, the coat of the dog that they're breeding, they bred the dog so the coat is what it is. Very important. Good breeding is very important. So that's my best recommendation. And that was the only time I truly hand stripped a dog, was when I went to Sally Hawk's shop for a day, Sarah Hawk's. And I was on cloud nine. She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. And I was so lucky that there was a hand strip dog that came in that day. I mean, because basically whatever was coming in on the schedule is what we got to work on. I mean, the girl I went up with, unfortunately, she was sitting there doing a Cocker Spaniel clip down. Well, we do those every day in the shop, and I felt bad, but I got to do the hand strip job, and I learned a lot. So, I mean, that was the only time I ever did it. And it was hard, and I was nervous because I knew about some of the problems that could come if you don't do it right. You know, in the demo that I showed you guys, it said about do not bathe them after you would hand strip. And even carding, I'm going to strongly recommend, if you card your dog, and I'm going to show you these tools and how they're used. The end of this video that we just watched, they carded. They used a carding knife and they carded down the back of the terrier just to smooth everything down. That's carding. And even that can irritate the follicles, even if you didn't mean to. I mean, professionals or people, that it happens. But the worst thing you can do, now hear me out, guys, this is important. This is one of the most important things I want you to know from this video today. The worst thing you can do if you're hand stripping or carding out a dog is bathe them afterwards, because those follicles are wide open because you've pulled the hair out of it. That follicle is wide open and very susceptible to infection. Bacteria will get in that could cause an infection. It could be terrible. Skin infections can lead to death. They can be very bad. So that's why I really want to emphasize the importance of not bathing the dog anytime shortly after that. You know, I would wait. Yeah. You can look it up online, because I'm not sure exactly, because I'm not a hand strip queen. That's not what I do. I wish I did, but I don't. Of course, if I did, I'd probably have major carpal tunnel by now. But Google it. I'm sure it would be at least a week, if not more, probably more, that you would not bathe that dog after you hand strip it. And that's also something that you would want to make sure as a professional that you're letting your clients know. Don't go home and bathe them, you know, and you know, don't bathe them next week either. You know, let them know of the dangers. If people are aware of it, they'll follow. They'll heed the warning. You know what I mean? Mayrod said that was a great recommendation. Thank you. You're welcome, Mayrod. Been very interested in it, but I've had a hard time trusting some teachers. But that's just me, skeptical. Yeah, me too. Oh, you're just, well, me? I'm just wonderful. Oh, stop. You guys are wonderful. I'm so glad you're here. I was so excited all day. I couldn't wait to see you guys. I couldn't wait to share. So, all right. So, are there any other questions about carding, about the dangers? Now, we saw that schnauzer. I threw that in there because I wanted you guys to see. And I know the clarity of that video wasn't too awesome, but I wanted you to see, and we've all seen those schnauzer bumps, right? Well, it really is caused by clipping too close or really interrupting the follicle, and the fact that the schnauzer is supposed to be hand stripped and we're just cutting the hair at the surface. That's why they get those schnauzer bumps. Cocker Spaniels get it too. Oftentimes it's from cutting too close. But if they were hand stripped, like their coat was designed, and their follicles are, you know, real thick. Like, they were designed to be hand stripped. And that's why they get those pimples. That's why they get the pimples. Just like that little terrier we're talking about. Tell me how to get rid of the pimples, guys. So, don't forget, the shampoo that I showed you right after the little terrier was wanting to know how to get rid of the pimples. That is chlorhexidine shampoo, and that is a specific thing for those types of skin problems. Okay. Also, if a dog's having any type of, you know, you even hot spots, like chlorhexidine is great for that. You know, crusty stuff on their skin, allergy related all those problems. That chlorhexidine shampoo is made to cure that, and it does. It's pretty much the only thing that will cure it. That has that ingredient in it, that active ingredient works really hard at taking care of that problem. So don't forget, that is linked in the description of this video. So it's there to help you guys if you ever need it. You can refer to it. The Coat King, pretty interesting, right? Now those Coat Kings come in different sizes. As far as, are the teeth closer together? That means they pull more hair out. Are they further apart? That means they don't pull as much. And the reason for that is because you will have different coat types. You know, if you're doing a golden retriever or something more heavy coated, Bernese Mountain Dog, you don't want the real tight, fine Coat King, because it's going to really pull way too much out. So what you do is you're going to start with a wider tooth Coat King, and you're going to start raking, because it is a coat rake. You're going to start raking with the lay of the hair, with the way the hair grows, not against the grain. I don't even brush dogs against the grain. I don't do anything against the grain. Every now and then I will clip against the grain. I just have to correct myself. Every now and then I will clip against the grain, but because of the clipper vac system, the hair vac system that I use, I don't even really have to touch the skin. It's just pulling and lifting the hair right into the vac system. But I mean, even clipping in reverse, like using a 7 in reverse, using a 5 in reverse without the hair vac system, I feel it's a little risky to irritate those follicles, and you can get a problem on your hands. Mayrod says, is it safe to bathe the dog right before using the Coat King? Yeah, as a professional though, Mayrod, I'm pretty sure you're a groomer, honey, right? Give me a yes or no. I'm pretty sure you're a groomer, so you know how much pressure that you're putting on the skin and the coat. Yes, you can bathe them, of course. I get nervous putting these kind of tools in people's hands that aren't used to using them every day. Like, say somebody who barely even is good at brushing their dog. Now they're going to use a Coat King, and that makes me nervous. But I think you're a groomer. So you do not want to, it comes out. If it's not coming out and you're being patient and raking through the coat, it'll come out. What doesn't come out needs to be in there. They need a ratio of top coat and undercoat. You know that. We all know that. So we can rake that undercoat out and leave nothing but top coat, but that's wrong to do that. So once you start getting, it's going through, nothing's really coming out, your job is done. You don't have to do it anymore. You don't have to say, well, I'm going to rake this coat until nothing's coming out, because then you're getting too much, and you're going to get top coat too. And we don't want to do that, because then it actually disturbs the way that the coat grows back, the regrowth, and it can really affect it, and it can interrupt the ratio of top coat to undercoat. You know what I mean? Raquel says, how often can you use the Coat King without causing irritation? Well, that's a good question, honey. You really wouldn't have to. You're using the Coat King like this. Let's say, okay, so depending on how much coat you have on your dog, depends on how often you need to be brushing them to keep them mat-free, right? Between baths. So let's say Gus. Okay, Gus has got a good bit of coat on him. So how often would I brush him? That's how often you would Coat King him. Okay, and you always brush first, because you want to loosen everything up. Let that stuff be ready to come off. Okay, brush first, and then your Coat King. And I'm going to show you different sizes of Coat Kings, Raquel, and show you which one I think would be good for Miles. Okay, so however often you need to brush Miles is however often you can use the Coat King on him. But you want to brush first, because you want to loosen everything up. So I think that makes sense. I think that's a good way to judge when you're doing it, because we do need them to regrow their coat. I mean, this is part of the process. We're just keeping everything maintained, and your shedding will be less. Bathing is very important though for a shedding dog. I know sometimes when Miles is clipped, his hair is not super, super long, so that's cool. You probably don't need to do as much bathing. A little bit of brushing. But the Coat King is not designed to use instead of a brush. You'll have to brush too. But the Coat King will produce amazing results for you. Okay, Mayrod says, yes, but I wanted to be sure. Okay, so it sounds like everybody's liking, everything's making sense. Okay. Mayrod, since I am still on the newer side of things, I want to make sure that I'm doing things properly. Pet safety is my priority. Absolutely, Mayrod. And I hope that's why we're getting together here today. I want to share any secret I have to assure you that you're doing things as efficiently and as safely as possible, because it's a tough job, you know, and you don't go into it knowing everything, and most of the things you learn from experience. You know, you can't learn it unless you experienced it. So, you know, I would like to help with some of those pitfalls, you know, and say, oh, don't do that, I did this, and boy, that turned out terrible. You know, I'd like to share that with you guys, you know, the mistakes that I've made, you know, by not knowing, and let you not have to make them mistakes. But trust me, we're all gonna make mistakes, but we always have to do our best as professionals. Always, first thing is always that the pet is safe. That is very important, and our knowledge of their safety, the tools we're using on them, their coat types, our knowledge of those things are very important, because if we attack a coat the wrong way, we can really mess it up for the rest of the dog's life. And we don't want to do that as professionals. Okay, so I think, guys, we ought to throw Gus up on the table. I think we're going to throw him up on the table, and I have a whole table full of tools sitting there that I plucked out of my shop today to share with you guys, because depending on what coat you have, there's many tools for the job. So I'm going to show you what I have and how I use them. So I'm going to switch my screen over to my other camera, and I will see you guys. Wait a minute here. Okay, I'll see you in just a second on the table with Gus. Come on, Gus. Come on, buddy. Here, bud. Now you got to get up here. Come on. Oh, he's like, man, I thought I was done. There's a good boy. Okay. So Gus got a little bit of a trim today. I trimmed his face. He really needed it. Okay, so let's talk Coat Kings first. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I think, yeah, I see that moving. Okay. That would be terrible if I'm talking and you guys can't hear me. So, all right, Raquel, and anybody, I'm not just talking to Raquel, I'm talking to all of you. Okay, these are different sizes. I think you can see that. Okay, you see how this one has a lot more space between the teeth than this one? There we go, maybe that's a little easier. Okay, so you actually can purchase both of these. This one is, the larger teeth is what you would start with, okay? And the shorter teeth, the tighter together teeth, after you're not getting anything out with this one, then you go to this one and you'll get a little more. And then once this one is happy and you're not getting much hair out, then you're good. Run a brush through your dog again, a comb, and you're good. You would have gotten a lot of hair out of it. Now you may be thinking about, what is she gonna do with this on Gus? Gus's coat is just like a poodle coat. Well, it's hypoallergenic, it doesn't shed. Why would we use a Coat King on him? Well, it actually does thin out the coat a little. And you know, Gus doesn't shed. Let me see if I can, ow, he doesn't like his front legs messed with. He doesn't shed, but he does lose hair, guys. All dogs do. So I'm not forcing through this, even though he doesn't like it. But can you see that? Gus is a non-shedding breed. I'm getting hair out of him. That's dead hair. And I just brushed him today with Quicker Slicker. But it's just, you know. So, yeah, I will gently run this through Gus. I'm not going to force it through, but what it's doing is it's pulling out dead coat. That's actually good for his follicles, his hair follicles. See, he's a non-shedder, but I am getting hair out of him, and it does thin out his coat a little bit. He just hates it when I do his front legs. It does thin out his coat a little bit, see? And you'll get some resistance. See that? Another great place to use the Coat King on a non-shedding breed is their ears and their tail. After you've brushed them, and like I said, I even did some quicker slicker in him and brushed through him earlier today. Gently pull through those ears. This is just pulling out dead coat. Mom, you can do this on Indy. Indy, she has a cockapoo, Indy, and I'm going to have to do a demo with Indy. She looks just like a Cocker Spaniel. She's very beautiful. But see how it thins it out? This isn't matted hair. I just brushed him out today. This is not matted. It's just dead hair. That's all. So, you know, Coat Kings can come in handy. If you've got a dog with furnishings like a Schnauzer and their furnishings on their legs, this is great. It just sort of thins it down. It can help you to get through a little matting, but be careful. I like to demat with a brush, guys, because I just feel that I'm going to take a little more time that way, and I know I'm not going to get too aggressive. These tools are fine though. You just gotta be careful. You gotta be gentle. Think about if it was your hair that you were pulling a tool through. That's the way you have to think about when you're pulling a tool through your dog's coat, whether it's a brush, a comb, a Coat King, a carding blade, anything. You have to still remember you don't want to damage their follicles. You also don't want to damage their coat. If you're really, I've seen videos of people raking through shepherds and stuff, and I mean, the whole dog is just, you can just see all the skin is just and yeah, they're getting a lot of coat out of them. But I feel like that's just too much force. It should come out. It certainly should come out on its own. We shouldn't be forcing it. If you're forcing it, give up, stop, wait till the next time, let the dog grow some coat. But this is dead hair coming off of Gus. Now, there's no mats in him. I just brushed him out today. He's mat free. Look at this. But I am getting hair out of him. So Raquel, you can imagine the hair you can get out of Miles, who does shed with one of these. And you use it in a brush-like manner. You go with the grain of the coat, the way the coat lays. Do you know what I mean, guys? It's great to kind of thin out dead hair in your tails and your ears. All you professionals out there, you groomers, you'll like this. You'll like this in your shop if you haven't already begun to use them. You will like this tool. Just like I said, let the tool do the work. If you're having to yank through it, then take your time a little more. Be patient. Let the tool pull that hair out, and it will. Look, guys. This is Gus. He's a non-shedding dog. Now, you can clearly see I wasn't hurting him. He's just standing here like, this is the same kind of stuff I get in the brush when I brush him, but this is more effective. So, great tool. Just use it right. Be careful. Don't go into it too aggressively. Okay, and then Raquel, for you or a dog that has a heavier coat, this is good for a Cocker Spaniel too. Wouldn't be a bad idea to get the tighter teeth. What is this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This looks like a 12 tooth. I'd say this one's probably like a 20. I can stand here and count it. So that just tells you this one's like 12. This is about 20, 18 or 20. I think this one is, as far as how many teeth are in here. This is not sharp at all, but in between here, they are a little sharp. Not sharp. You can see I'm rubbing my finger on it. It's not that sharp, but it is a little sharp in between these blades. So if it has to slice through a mat or too much undercoat, it can. It can get through it, okay? And instead of snagging so hard. So great tools. And then of course, this one is even finer. Can you see this? And this you can get in a double size too. I just typically use this a lot on Cocker Spaniels. Gus, you stay there. I know you're tired. I use this a lot on the backs of Cocker Spaniels, this tight tooth. Now, there's a couple brands of these. The ones that I have linked in the video below, these are 4-paws. They're much more affordable than the official maker of these tools, which was called Mars Coat King. And I do have some of those too. Because they came up with it, I want to support the company. And theirs are a little bit better. This is a true Mars Coat King tool. This is a knockoff. But I found that they both do the same job. This one was much more expensive, probably 3 times as much money as these. But I love them all. They're my favorite tools. Okay, so there is, great tools to have. Now, another tool I want to talk to you guys about is the shedding blade. This you'll find would be very handy to have with a Labrador or a Golden Retriever. Even a Boxer if he's shedding a lot. Get all this hair. Boxer, a short-haired dog that sheds, even a pug. You can use these. They use these on horses too. And if you can see, let me see here, that there's a little bit of an edge to the bottom, kind of serrated. You see that? And then the top part is smooth, is not. You can actually use both sides of these. I'll show you. Now, Gus is not a shedder, so this is not going to be an effective demo. But this is how you would use it. Basically just like the Coat King. All you do is fling it like this. Now, this is the serrated edge. You're just pulling it through the coat like this. Now, Gus doesn't shed, so we're not seeing undercoat flying. If you had a lab on the table, undercoat would be flying. You can also turn it around and use the other side too. It's a little more gentler, but it's still effective. And if you have horses, this is great. If you have horses, you probably already know that. You can also use it like this. And I'm sure people with horses use it like this. Then you can open it up and just kind of pull it down like this. This is how you would use this. So if you have a heavy shedder, geez, it actually did pull a little bit of hair out of Gus. If you have a heavy shedder, this would be a great tool to use, especially on a lab or a short-haired shedder, even a beagle. This would be great. So that's a shedding blade. And you can also loop it back together and use it like that. You know what? I don't think I put a link to this, and I will add a link to this in the bottom of this video. But this is a shedding blade, and these tools are not very expensive. This one is not. Now we talked about, I said I was going to talk about the FURminator a little bit. You know, I'm always kind of talking trash on the FURminator, but it's not my favorite tool. And it's not my favorite tool because I feel like it was made to, it was easy to market this tool because so many people have a dog that sheds, and this tool will pull hair out of your dog's coat like you wouldn't believe. And we've all seen the demos for them. You know, the dogs are standing in a pile of hair because they used the FURminator. They de-shedded them. Now, of course, this is nothing but a 40 blade. If you take a 40 blade and hold it like this, that's what a FURminator is. Like this. And you go down your shedding dog coat. That's what a FURminator is. Did we need to pay 50, 60 bucks for this? That was part of the marketing ploy. I'm sorry. I don't like that. But, okay, so it's a nice tool. I use it for carding. Like we saw at the end of that demo video that I shared with you guys when they were using a carding knife. This is a classic carding knife. They don't even make these anymore. Now the one that I showed you, this is a German carding knife. The one that I showed you guys in the demo is kind of a knockoff of this, and it's a good carding knife. But this was the original classic coarse carding knife. These are great. So that's what I would use a FURminator for. If I ever go for this, it's basically to do some carding. Gus, you have to stay. And remember when they are carding, stop. They kind of hold the skin taut, and they're just sliding down. I certainly can't demonstrate this on Gus because I don't want to rip his coat out. But you see the angle that I'm using it at? I'm not going like this. Now that's where I get confused with the FURminator. The FURminator is naturally on this angle. And I think I would rather go for this tool, and it lays flat against the coat, and you card down the coat with the way that the coat lays, versus use this. This is a better tool, in my opinion, than this. This one's much more expensive. That's why it hangs on my wall. Sorry. It's just the way I feel about it. So this was, these are also considered to be stripping knives. However, if you are stripping a coat, you would want one of these guys. Now this is made by Mars too. This is a stripping knife. And this is meant, the stripping knives are meant that, I'm not going to strip out my GoldenDoodle's coat, but you get the hair against your thumb and the knife, and you quick jerks from the elbow. Quick jerks. Mayrod, you were asking about stripping. That's how you hand strip. With the lay of the coat, you never go against it. And you're just trying to remove, to start with, you're trying to remove the longer hairs. It's actually stripping my dog. But it's a little sharp, and it'll come through it, you know, it'll push right through that. So this is a good stripping knife. This is a Mars, and this could be used for stripping too, but that Mars knife is much better. This is it's easier to handle. It's more made for that. Now I also want to show you real quickly these little guys. You can get these little finger condoms at any office supply store because they're basically made for doing paperwork and collating and stuff like that, counting papers, whatever. But these are great for plucking and stripping. You get one for your thumb, one for your finger, and you just, because it's rubber, it gets a hold of it. Now, see, I'm pulling out dead hair. If he was a shedder, you saw how they were doing the Cocker Spaniel. Stop. You're not eating it. You got an eye booger. Okay. You're not eating this. Okay. So, when they were doing the Cocker Spaniel, they, you know, hold the hair taut. They would hold it up like this. And she was literally plucking like this out of the undercoat. Just what wants to come out. And it will. I mean, my gosh, even Gus's. I can pluck Gus. I didn't know I could pluck you. I plucked him like a chicken. But, so that's how that works. Of course, you guys know, I'm going to jump back into the chat here in a second, and we can talk about any of the questions and these tools that I was showing you guys, okay? I'm going to gather them over here so we can look at them a little more up close and personal too, okay? Then this brush is one of my favorites right now, guys. I've told you that. This is the Chris Christensen brush. Mom. My mom is using this on her dog, Indy, who is a cockapoo, has more of a Cocker Spaniel coat. Mom, would you please tell our friends what you think of this brush? She was using an Activate brush on Indy, and she liked it. But she likes this one better. And I like this one better on Gus, too. On this fluffy, cottony coat, I just like this brush. I really do. And this is listed in the description, too, guys, if you're interested in going out there and taking a look at it on Amazon. It's about $60. But a good brush like this, especially if you're a home groomer, you know, you're just grooming your dog, that's probably going to last you as long as you need it to. If you're doing a pet salon, you know, if you're a pet groomer, it's still going to last you probably about 10 years. Honestly, these brushes, unless you step on them, drop them and step on them. If you're careful with them, you take good care of them, and you keep them clean, they'll take care of you. They really cut your time down too, guys. Okay, so I think that's all the tools I have up here. Of course, you guys know I always recommend the Quicker Slicker, especially when you're talking about shedding. But I use it on Gus before I brush him out. I know Mom uses Quicker Slicker on Indy, and she loves it. It just helps your brush outs. Mom, throw some information in the chat. Let our friends know what you think of these products. because I tell them stuff, but I also want other people who use them to say, yeah, this is what I think of it. Or, no, Amy makes me use the quicker slicker. I can't stand it. Mom, if you feel that way, then just tell them. Okay, I know she doesn't feel that way. She loves it. So I use quicker slicker on pretty much every dog. I just give them a light mist and brush them out before I get them in the tub. It just helps me brush them out real fast and real nice and effectively. But it's also great for brushing your dog out between baths, and it helps to keep them brushed out longer because it repels dirt. It's a very good product by Nature Specialty. And I think I have linked this in the description of this video if you want to go check it out, guys. All right, Gus, you can get down, buddy. Come on down, honey. We're going to go back to the computer and talk to our friends. So I'm going to put these tools here if you guys want to see them up close. We can talk about them, okay? I'm going to switch back over here with you guys. Okay. What do we got going? Oh, go Groomer husband. Girls are making dinner. Thank God, because I'm not. Well, that's awesome. Would they work on Indy's legs? Are you talking about the Coat King, Mom? I think you're talking about the Coat King, and yes, it would. And I do use the Coat King. Quicker Slicker is a big help when brushing. Smells good, too. I love Quicker Slicker, Mayrod says. Yeah, it's a great product, guys. Raquel, you would love the Quicker Slicker, too, for Miles. Just from what I can see about his coat type, I think it would be really beneficial for you. Norma, there you are, honey. Oh, I thought you would be here. She must. Oh, you can go back and watch it then, Norma. It's good. It's really good. I want you to watch it. Now, I'm not sure what Norma's getting. A baby, GoldenDoodle, probably in about 6 weeks now. I think, Norma, right? You'll be getting your baby. He's a standard size. She sent me a picture of him. He was only like 9 days old. Would you guys like to see that? He is so cute. Where is Norma's baby? I have a picture of him here somewhere. Where are you? Okay, hold on. I gotta get rid of the chat. Hold on a second, guys. Where's the chat? That's Norma's baby. Look at him. He's a bitty baby. But I love how he has this white mask. And, you know, it's so cool looking. He's got such neat colors. And he's a GoldenDoodle. I think she said he's an F2B. If I can remember correctly. So Norma, you can throw out his info in the chat. His name is Duke. So we're going to get to watch Duke grow up because Norma's going to keep sharing pictures of this little cutie. Aren't you, Norma? Yes, she is. Okay, so let's turn our baby off and go back to the chat and see what's going on with you guys. Oh, where's my chat? There it is. Okay, yes, I plan on purchasing it. You'll like it, Raquel. Yeah, he is going to be beautiful. Our favorite groomer. Hi there. Oh, she was our big winner last week of the Tropiclean facial scrub because she knew what the name of this product was. Good job, our favorite groomer. Did you get it yet? I sent it out Thursday or Friday. I can't remember. I thought, yeah, you'll get it. If you didn't get it already, you should get it really soon. So I'm excited to get your feedback on that. We played a little trivia, guys. I don't know if you were all here. I think most of you were here. It was fun. Every now and then, I'm going to try to do some product giveaways. I want to give you guys some of these products to try. You know, I just want to promote that. I want to promote that, you know, you guys try new things and see what you like. Because when I started grooming, I kind of was buying everything. And I spent a lot of money on products and tools. And I should have an auction of all the products and tools that are in my cabinet graveyard. Because there are so many that I'm like, oh, especially thinning shears. It took me so long to finally get smart and just spend a couple $100 on a pair of thinning shears. I had like 5 pairs of thinning shears. All of them were terrible. They were just like chewing on the coat. I'm like, what the heck is this, you know? They're all like $60 or whatever. Total waste of money. So finally I break down and I bought Jody Murphy's whole set of 4, I think it was, for like $900. I still use them every day. All the time. I bought them a long time ago. And my other favorite pair of thinning shears is by Kenshi. It's the lightning shear. That thing is nice. That's really nice. But anyway, that's another day. We'll talk about shears and scissors and stuff. So, did I miss any questions? Oh, jeez. Come back. Okay. What's going on here? Yes, I got it on Saturday. Oh, awesome. My favorite groomer. She did get it. That's super cool. Okay. Let me get this iPad to stand up there. That's good. Okay. Did I miss any other questions, guys? No, I think we're all good. Okay. Mayrod, mind blown about FURminator. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I give you a bad feel on the FURminator? I'm not a big fan. I should probably keep some of my opinions to myself. You know, these are my opinions, guys. Some other people may say, she's crazy. I use it and it's wonderful. What happened to my live stream? There. So, just got it today from my dad. As I did not get out there yet. Broke your tailbone. Oh my gosh, Patty. That's terrible. Did you fall in the bad weather or something? Oh my gosh. Well, I feel bad. I hope you feel better. Man, you're probably laid up. Does anybody else have any questions on the tools we talked about today? You know, the Coat King tools. Oh, you can see them a little better. I told you I'd like to try to get a little closer with these so you can see this. I'm looking at this backwards because of the camera. This one, the big one, is the one you would start with. And you could just use this one. You don't have to then go to this one. But you start with the bigger teeth and then you go more to the finer teeth after you've removed some coat with this. And it really does remove a lot of coat. And pretty much safely. It will break the coat a little bit. But it's not... I shouldn't say it. I feel like the FURminator breaks the coat a lot more from my experience using it. It does take out undercoat. I know that. I prefer to use the Coat King rakes. Okay, our favorite groomer says, my little dachshund Yorkie was walking me in the yard and I slipped on the ice and fell flat on my tailbone. Oh my God, that hurts. Yeah, and you don't even see it coming, I know. Mayrod says, thank you for always being so thorough. Aw. I don't apologize in comparison to the 40 blade of the FURminator. Just makes so much sense. That's what it is. Good. Well, it's a secret. Don't tell anybody. But you heard it here. Yeah, that is pretty much what the FURminator is. And you can do the same thing by taking a 40 blade and doing that. But they just made a nice little handle and marketed it to take care of all your shedding problems. And it does probably take care of a lot of shedding problems. But, I don't know. Okay, so, I noticed June the Groomer had a video just a couple days ago, and he was using the Coat King, guys. He was using it on a little beaver. It looks like they're a breed that looks like Yorkie. And he uses it a lot to kind of break through thick coat and pull out that undercoat before he bathes the dog. But he's very careful when doing so before the bath because you don't want to get too forceful and start really pulling a lot of hair out of those follicles and leaving them wide open and then throw your dog into the bathtub because we all know water has bacteria in it and that can cause an infection. Lips are sealed. No, that's my girl. Thanks. So anyway, another little demo that you guys could watch on the Coat King, how June uses it. He just had a video the other day. It would be up on his channel, June the Groomer. And he was using the small one like this. About like this. He was using this one on that little beaver, and he was going through and breaking up some of the mats, and it will do that. Just be careful. Oh, there he is! God, how did he know I was just talking about him? June, we were just, oh, you made it. I'm so happy. Thanks for being here, buddy. we just did a little demo, June, on Coat Kings, and we have quite a few people in the chat with the diversity of dogs here. We have a Labradoodle that sheds. We have a cockapoo that's more like a Cocker Spaniel coat. We had Gus up on the table. We have a Dachshund Yorkie mix. We have, oh geez, where's Angela? Angela has a doodle too. Anyway, we have all kinds of coat types, but we're really focusing on de-shedding and stuff. We went through a big list of tools. You'll have to go back and watch it, June. But I was telling everybody that you did just put out a video the other day with the little Beaver that you did, and you were using the Coat King. And it really does do a nice job of getting through that coat, breaking up the mats. You know, I'm trying to explain to people that don't use these very often that they should be careful with them, you know, not to pull out too much coat, because it'll keep pulling coat. It'll keep pulling coat, especially the finer teeth one. Oh, June, it's a force. I sensed it. So, we also talked about the FURminator. We talked about shedding blades. Now my tools are back there. I'm sitting back over here now. Also, one of my subscribers from London is so cool. His name is Keith. I know he's going to be watching this on the replay because he was anxious to get some information on. He's having trouble with feet. He's brand new to grooming. I think he started grooming in June of 2018, he said, I just don't understand so much about trimming the feet. So I told him, I kind of promised him that I would show him how to trim a foot, Gus's foot. So my Gus can walk around with one trimmed foot. The force is so strong with you. Follow Jedi Groomer. That's right. That's you, June. So I'm going to throw Gus up and show you how I trim one foot, okay? And this is for Keith, but you guys might enjoy it too. So let me switch my screen real quick. Okay. Just checking on what's going on, what you guys are talking about there. I love it that you guys talk in the chat, because this is our time. This is our time to chit-chat. This is our time to talk about whatever. This is our time to say hello every week. We're going to see each other. Hopefully, if we can all make it. But we're going to see a lot of each other. You know, it's nice to know what kind of dogs we all have, what type of coat types we're all dealing with, what products you've used that you liked and want to share that with the rest, what products I like and want to share it with the rest, what products June likes and wants to share with the rest. This is great, this sharing time. So I'm going to switch over to my other camera and throw Gus up on the table. We're going to trim a foot, and then we're going to come back over here and chitty-chatty one more time. Okay? So here we go. Come on, Gus. Hop back up here, buddy. You're not done. Come on, Gus. Hop up here. Go on. That's a good boy. Okay, now I think I want to switch him around, and I'm going to bring that table up a little bit so we can see his feet good. So let me just get him on a grooming loop. Man, it's been a long day. Okay. There you go, buddy. Gussie, I want you to come this way. Come over here. Good job. There, that'll be much easier. Okay, so I'm going to bring him up. If I can figure out which button to push. There we go. All right. I'm going to probably try to zoom in a little bit there with that camera. Okay, guys? Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see if we can zoom a little bit. Yeah. Bring this down. Keith, this is for you, buddy. You are wondering about how you tie those feet together after you've trimmed, you know, whether you've used a snap-on comb on the body and the legs. You know, what do you do with the feet? He's having trouble tying them together. So I like to use an 8.5 inch shear. This is a gator. This is actually a pretty inexpensive shear. I think it was only like $90, $100, something like that, but it's so light and it's well balanced. I really like it. This is a gator 8.5 inch razor. Gator razor it's called. Okay. So I'll do Gus's back foot here. So obviously, let's say I just use a snap-on comb. I have just trimmed him. Let's just pretend I just did that. So now we have this length set on his legs, and we have a lot of finishing work to do down at the bottom of the foot. I can barely see that. I wonder if you guys can. Okay, I think you'll be all right. All right, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure you can see it. Okay, so what I do now, he could use his little pads touched up, as you can see. But what I do is comb all the hair down like this. Brush it. I shouldn't say comb. First I brush it down. Pull his little leg up like that. Then I'll take the comb and comb it down and make sure it all stays where I want it to. This pad right here, don't scissor this way. Always scissor this way when you're trimming this pad. It arches out. It's easy to nick. So go sideways, right up to the top of the pad, right against the pad, okay? That's your first cut. Now, I would have cut all this out with a 30 blade. So I'm just going to tidy it up there. But anyway, now we're going to come tight around his toes, around his pads with this shear, all the way around it like this. Now we're working from the underside, see? Okay. Okay, we only went tight right around the pads. I'm going to put his foot down. Darn it. Hold on, guys. There. Okay. Now I'm going to put his foot down, and now we're going to take our comb again, and we're going to comb everything down. God, he is so touchy about having his feet messed with. All right. Gus, you just stand nice for me, okay? That's a good boy. Now I'm going to cut right in front of these two toes. Now his feet aren't very overgrown. I'm going to cut right in front of those two toes like that. So basically, I'm just making a cut right here. Putting the scissors, the bottom blade of the scissors on the table, and using my thumb for the shear action, okay? So now I've just nipped the toe there. Now you're going to round it in from there. That's your point, your length. And we've already set the length back here. Remember at that pad? We set the length back there from the other side. Now we're just going to make a little U shape and come around. It's pretty simple, and depending on what length you've done, let's say you did a summer cut. It's a 7 blade on the leg. Then you're taking this pretty much tied up against the dog's foot. Now Gus, you know, he's not real short, so we're just tying in the length with the length of his, you are so tired, with the length of his coat on his leg. Okay, and then you'll come around here, you'll do the same thing. You just bring it on around, making a U shape. God, I can just clip all the time. Always find hair to snip. Okay, so, and that's what you do. So there's that. Now you're probably wondering about this top here. Now you're gonna fluff that out. We're gonna cut that off quick, but we're gonna dome that in. Okay, we're gonna make a little dome shape. Okay, that's basically how you tie in the top of that foot. Now with Gus, I don't need to take much, but you're just doming it in. So you would be just making like a half circle across the top of his foot to match the length on the leg. And that's it, really. That's a foot. You know, you can always tidy up with a thinning shear. I do that a lot. Always tidy up your lines with a thinning shear, and they just disappear. This is your thinning shear is a scissor line eraser for sure. If you ever make mistakes, thinning shears can correct it. So that's all I do for the feet, like that. Okay, so Keith's gonna watch that on the replay because he's probably in bed or something. He's in London, and my God, it's like 8 hours of difference there. I don't know what time it is, but hopefully this helps him. So that's how I scissor a foot. And Keith sent me an email, and I'm very happy that he did. He sent me an email because he was struggling with that, and he said, I'm not sure how to do this. You know, he's like, can you show me? He says my instructor didn't explain it so well, so I always do better with visuals. Come on down, honey. With visual instruction myself, so I'm gonna hop back over here with you guys, okay? All right, here we go. Back to my people. Back to my people. Okay. Hi, Aunt Cindy. Oh, boy, what an awesome group of cool kids in this chat tonight. Raquel says, Miles doesn't like his feet messed with either. Neither does Gus. You should do a video about paw care. How often should you moisturize the pads? That's a good question, Raquel, especially this time of year. It's very cold here in Pennsylvania, and also when people put the rock salt down, boy, that can really wreak havoc on your pet's pads if you're out walking them on sidewalks and stuff, because you don't know if people put the pet friendly kind down or if it's not the pet friendly kind. Yeah, there's Aunt Cindy. And their feet can get dry and cracked and burn and red, and you'll notice they're just licking and licking them. So there's a great product for that by Tropiclean, of course. Hold on, I'll grab it. I love it. I use it a lot this time of year. Where is it? Okay, it's right here. Oh, got a little bit of dog hair on it. Imagine that. Okay. So this is made by Tropiclean. This is a spa line, like the facial scrub. But see, it's called Bubble Bath. However, it's a paw treatment. That's really what it's for. And it's very simple to use, and it's very, very moisturizing. In fact, when I use it on dogs, my hands feel so nice. So I know that it's, because my hands are in water all day too. So they get dry, right, June? They take a beating, our hands. So I noticed that product definitely adds a lot of moisture to my hands, so I'm sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do for their paws and their pads. And that's just, it's all natural, or mostly natural. I don't think anything's all natural. But you just must, when you're washing them in the tub, or if you just want to do his feet, just throw him in your tub. You don't have to put any water in the bottom or nothing. And get the bottoms of his feet wet and massage that in there. And it really helps. And I'll do it for dogs this time of year, just as a treat, and I'll tell the owners that, it's cold and, they could really use a little extra potty cure time, something good for their feet. But the rock salt and stuff is really hard on our dogs' feet. And there is a pet safe kind, but, obviously we walk them in town and go in parks and stuff. Not everybody uses the pet safe kind, so it's very, very drying on their pads and their paws, and they can crack and burn, and so that product is really nice. I like it a lot. Of course, you can use whatever you can use something else too. You could also just use some type of even Vaseline probably to massage that into their pads. If you're seeing that they're dry and cracked, just go ahead and do it. There's no how often do you have to do it. It's how often do you think it needs done. I put lotion on my hands every day in the winter. Well, many times a day in the winter. So, oops, where's my chat? Everything went crazy. Okay. Yeah, anyway, that would be a good thing to do there, Raquel. Paw care. How often should you moisturize their pads? Yeah, so I hope I answered that question for you. Does anybody else have any other questions about any tools or anything? I'd use a paw wax. Okay. It just as needed, Raquel. Yep. Just use it as needed. If you're seeing that he needs it every day because it's dry and cold outside, his paws are dry, then just use it every day. And whatever works, whatever, until it looks better. Because it's just affected by the weather, I'm sure. Yes, guys, so don't forget that there are links in the description of this video for all the things that we talked about today. So if you need to go check them out, you can click on the link and get a little more in depth if you're interested in buying them. And I did shop around prices too, so those should be good prices for you that are in the links in the descriptions. Those should be good. And if you do buy it from clicking off my link, it actually supports my channel. I learned that from June. He's my buddy. Anyway, June had a couple really nice videos this week, so you guys might want to hop back and watch that too. So I think I covered all the ground that I needed to. I just hope I answered all your questions. Okay. Yep. Okay, I think I did, yes. Oh, I mean, it's been a long day. I feel like I can't even think right now. So, next week, guys, same time, same place, 5:30. I really thank you all for joining me. It's never fun without you. Oh, Angela, hi. Boy, you just squeezed in here, honey. Oh, all my good people are here. I'm so happy to see you all. This is great. And we're all from all over the place. Yeah, we've got Indiana. We've got Michigan. We've got, what else do we got? June's from Georgia. Raquel's from, Raquel, you're from Michigan, right? No, Nebraska. She's from Nebraska. Yes, and Norma's in here somewhere. Angela's from... Yes, thank you, June. Thank you. I loved that video. I watched that, I think it was Sunday morning. I was like, I've been wondering all about this, and you answered all my questions. That's awesome. Thank you so much. But, California, oh, I'm so jealous. Oh, Angela. Oh, I took a trip to California one time with my husband. It was great. And our friends, they had a place, they were staying in Napa Valley. Oh my God, it was awesome. California's beautiful. I want to live there, but Alex says no way, no way. Never. He says never, but we'll see. All right, guys. I think I shared everything that I needed to. I'm so glad that everybody was able to just pop in and see us here at the end at least, because I know if you guys want to go back and watch it, I had a good demo in the beginning. I think you guys will like it. And please leave me comments. Leave us comments. Sacramento. Oh, Angela, I'm so jealous. So jealous. Leave some comments, guys. Anything about the products and tools that we're talking about in the demo, for the carding demo that I did in the beginning of this live stream. You know, we just share the information with each other. I hope that I shared as much as I needed to with you guys. Shoot. But it seems like my brain isn't working tonight. I feel like I can't even think. It's probably because it's Monday. It's at the end of the day. And it's so dark. It gets dark here at 4:30. Oh my gosh, I can't stand it. I want to be in California, Angela. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me live from the grooming table. I can't wait to see you next week, and I'm going to put some good stuff together for you. If you have any questions about tools, gotta feed your father. Great content. Oh, thanks, Mom. Thank you. Just give Dad a cookie. He'll be fine. I will see you guys next Monday at 5:30 live from the grooming table, and I can't wait. Thank you for being part of my YouTube family. It wouldn't be anything without you, and it means everything. It just means everything to have you guys supporting this whole thing that we're doing together, because hopefully we're changing, we're learning, and we're sharing things that makes your days easier, makes my days easier. And then of course just being able to chit chat and say hi to everybody always makes me smile. So take care, guys. I'll see you next Monday.